Today we're going to be decapping some 9mm on the Lee APP press, and that's coming up next here on Jesse B Outdoors. Reloading. Welcome back everybody, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. So today we're going to do some decapping on the Lee APP press. Some of the people ask about what I do for processing brass, and this is one of the first steps I do. What I do is I pick up my range brass, I throw it in a bin. Usually I come back in and I separate it. You can see all the different coffee cans I have behind me. That's all clean brass there, but I have different ones for different processes. Once I get it all separated, when I get ready, I set up my APP press here and I dump them all in. Now what we're going to do is move the camera over here, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff I have on the press that I use, and then we're going to do it so you guys can see how it works. Let's get started. Now we're at the press. I'm going to show you a couple things I'm using here. The first thing I'm using here is a Lee universal decapping die, and inside of there, the actual decapping pin I'm using is one that I got from Zocum. Originally I used their black one, but now I got the silver one here. This is a new updated version I'm testing out for them. And then you can also see here I went to the Lee roller handle. The red handle that comes on the APP press sucks, and it actually tore my hand up and gave me blisters. So I decided to splurge the extra money and get that roller handle. As you can see here, I'll scroll down a little bit. All I do, I got a very ratty desk that I use here, but I just have it mounted to a piece of wood and I got it C-clamped down. And then you could see that I got the primer down here. This is the primer catch. And all this down here is different coffee cans filled with different dirty brass and different processes. And then you can see down there is my Lee Load All 2 shotgun press. We got to knock the dust off of that. Do some videos on that. But let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you guys how this works. Now we're going to get started here, and what we're going to do is we're going to pull this handle down here. That drops around right down here for this to grab, and I need to move my shell holder there. You can see it move there. I'm trying to do it with my other hand so I don't get completely in the way. Now as I pull down on it, that primer decapping pin punched the primer down into the bottle I got behind, and then it drops it off, and I got a bucket down here. You just heard it go in. And that's all it is to doing this. So truthfully, as quick as you can move this is as fast as you can knock the primers out on this. That makes it very nice. And you can see I don't have the most solid mount on here. You don't need to. Now at the end of the video, I'll tell you guys why I'm using the Lee universal decapping die instead of a sizing and decapping die. We'll go over that here at the end, but you can see right there, I can't remember, one of these tubes holds about 20-25 shells of 9mm, and we're already about done right there with one. So then we just take this and turn it. Now this collator and all this I did purchase separately to add on to this. But you can see how quick here. I'm not even going fast. I'm just going at a nice easy pace, and I'm actually using my left hand instead of my right hand, so I'm not blocking the camera. And you can see this nice steady pace here. I'm knocking these out with no issues at all. This is a very nice, lightweight, easy to use press that Lee came up with. I really like it. The main two things I use this for is what you see here, knocking the primers out, and then I also size my bullets on it. When I size my bullets, I actually got a different container I put down here because this one's all dirty and contaminated with junk from the primers. So I got another clear one I put my bullets in. But if I want to stop talking, right there is another tube. But you can see this goes very quickly. Every once in a while you'll get one upside down like that. I did the screw trick. I'll show you that at the end of this. That helps with that, or else you get a lot more with 9mm. But you can see with the roller handle, this thing is a breeze to sit here and knock primers out. This is like one of Lee's better ideas I've never had an issue with mine. I know the first batch of them did, but I bought this way after the first batch. And this thing has been running great ever since. And this is what I like about it. You can just knock this stuff out in no time. And we're already down to our last tube here. Very nice, easy, simple. Highly recommend. Oop, right there I got a primer that didn't get knocked all the way out. We're going to make sure we got that there. Oop, and still didn't. Give me a second here and I'll get this out. You can see right there, you run into that every once in a while. You will get a primer, it won't come out all the way. So now what I got to do on these Lee universal decapping dies, you see how that went up? That's what it's supposed to do. Instead of breaking or bending your pin, it moves it up. So I'm going to get this readjusted and I'll be right back. Alright, I got it readjusted now. You can see right here, I knocked it all the way down. And when I do the first one, it'll push it back up to where it needs to go. You can see here. Oh, that time it didn't. It usually does. But you can see it knocked the primer out again. So we're set back up here. And we're just going to knock the rest of these out here real quick. We wouldn't have had that issue, but you do have that. What usually causes that is either crimped military primers or if they have sealant on them. Usually either one of those will do that. And that decapping pin that Lee uses, that's the way it's supposed to work. It pushes it up instead of bending or breaking your pin. Even though this is an aftermarket pin, I have yet to bend one of these. Now right there, we are done with all the tubes that quick. Here's that one that had the primer that wouldn't go in. I'm going to see if I can get it back in there. And we're going to knock that back out. Now just grab it here, and now you can see it's knocked out. Now I'm going to show you the screw trick that I got in the collator. Alright, now I'm going to pop the tubes off here. And you can see the collator right there. All I did was take a screw and a washer. You want a washer about the size of a penny. And you put that in there, and what that does is it blocks the 9mm cases to go down wrong. Like you saw, I had one. If I had this off, a lot of times you get like 5 out of a whole batch of them. One's not bad. That's just a little trick to modify it. Now what I'm going to do is to show you why I use the universal decapping die instead of a sizing decapping die. Now quickly, I want to show you guys why I use the Lee universal decapping die and not a regular sizing and decapping die. And the main reason is, look at the area here, how much open that is. There's nothing in it. Here with the Lee, and I also use RCBS, they have carbide ring in them. You can see that ring right there. You don't have that on the universal decapping die. Now the reason why I don't use this with a decapping to size and decap before I clean is, here's a piece of brass that I just did with the universal one. See if I can focus in here. Look how dirty and cruddy that is. A lot of times I'll go out and shoot and it'll be a week before I go back out there. So these things are covered in mud and everything else. And the reason why I use the universal one is look how open it is. I don't have to worry about that dirt, mud, or anything else to contaminate this die. Or what it might do is it might scratch up and wreck my carbide die. And like I said, I use Lee and RCBS carbide dies, and I don't want to wreck them. So that's why I just decap them ahead of time, and I use a Lee universal decapping die, because I don't want to wreck the carbide rings in my dies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video of using the APP press on decapping some 9mm. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys didn't, hopefully you just enjoyed the video. Just showing you the way I do stuff and explaining a little bit why. So as always, don't forget to check the links out down below. Down there I have links to Axle Hearing Protection, Gators Eyewear, and a bunch of other companies I like dealing with. Some do have discount codes to save you guys money. Some are affiliate accounts that do help out the channel. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below. We are one nation under God, and I'll see you all on the next one.